In my last video, I did this. I did the ship's manifest for the USS Enterprise for the Monopoly Star Trek Next Generation Collector's Edition. It told you all the crew and some of the equipment and the shuttlecraft and stuff. Now in this video, I'm going to do the Alien Species Identification Guide, which are the properties that you make alliances with in the game. You make alliances with different alien species in the Alpha Quadrant. Bear with me, because I'm a little sick, and my voice might not sound the best, but I'm pushing on, trying to do videos for my subscribers. The Alien Species Identification Guide is your reference to the 22 alien species found on the game board and encountered by the USS Enterprise and her crew throughout their 7-year voyage. The descriptions are in chronological order by episode and season. We hope you have fun reliving and discussing the episodes with your friends and family. Here's the little Monopoly stuff. The contents are Farpoint Station, Ferengi, Fringed Humanoid, Banowars, Armus, Allisonmorse, Palkid, Antidian, Midican, Archimorian, Gamutri, Lure, the Traveler, Ardra, Temerian, the Crystalline Entity, Janal, Humans, Cardassian, Tekaron, Borg, and Q. Farpoint Station. Its origin is unknown, species is unknown. Its episode is the very first episode. Encounter at Farpoint. Stardate 41153.7. The origin of this shape-shifting spaceborne life form was unknown. This life form was enslaved by the Bandai people of Deneb 4 and forced to create the illusion of a spaceport. Then we have the Ferengi. They live on Ferengnor. Some of the famous Ferengi, the first Ferengis that were met were Latrick, Mordek, and Cran. There's some other famous Ferengis on Deep Space Nine, like Quark, and more. It was on the episode of The Last Outpost, which was Stardate 41386.4. The Ferengi were a humanoid species that took capitalistic ideals to the extreme. Since Star Trek is a sort of a socialistic utopia, they're really going to try to make fun of capitalism, but they do a poor job at it by making the Ferengi this extreme capitalists. Anyway, the basis for this type of customs was spelled out in a book, The Ferengi Rules of Acquisition, written by Ghent, the first Grand Nagrus of Ferengnor. The Ferengi abided by a strict code of honor. The crew of the Enterprise made the first contact with the species in 2364 while in orbit around planet Delphi Ardra. Then we had some fanged humanoids. The origins of them are unknown, and they're just called the fanged humanoids. The name was Animal Soldier Thing. The episode was Hide and Q. Star Trek 41590.5. The life form known as Q created a fanged humanoid to attack Commander William T. Riker and away team. This was a test for Commander Riker to see if he would accept an offer of power from Q. Then we had Binaries. They come from Binaries. They had 01, 10, 00, 0, and 11. Episode 110011. 11001001. Stardate 41365.9. The Binaries were a species that evolved into a computer-dependent society. The Binaries worked in pairs and communicated with each other utilizing binary code as their language. The star in which their home world Binaries orbited went nova in 2364. The Binaries had to hijack the USS Enterprise while the crew was on shore leave at Starbase 74 in order to download an entire mainframe memory of their planet to save it from an electromagnetic pulse. Then we have Armus. He was on Vega 2, unknown species, episode Skin of Evil, stardate 4160.3. The creature known only as Armus was created when the inhabitants of planet Vega 2 found a way to shed all that was evil within themselves. That would be philosophically impossible, but oh well. The Vagrants then fled the planet's surface and left Armus behind. A shuttlecraft with Counselor Diana Troy aboard crashed on the planet's surface, and Commander William Riker led a rescue party to save the survivors. Security Chief Natasha Yar was killed by Armus while she was participating in the rescue of her shipmates. Then we have the Allisonmorse. They are on Dalid 4. Two of them were Anya and Salia. They were in the episode The Dolphin. Stardate 42568.8. The species known as Allisonmorphs originated on planets Dalid 4 and Calvada 3. Silver, who was the daughter of parents from opposing sides of the Civil War on Dalid 4, and her guardian Anya were both Allisonmorphs. In 2365, the Enterprise and her crew were assigned to return solo to Dalid 4 from the safety of Calvada 3 to end the Civil War. Then we have Packled. Origin unknown, name Gerbenolog. He was in an episode Samaritan Snare. Stardate 4278.1. Upon first contact with the alien species, the crew of the Enterprise was led to believe the Packlids possessed limited intellectual capabilities. However, the Packlids were actually very devious and intelligent creatures utilizing technology scavenged from other species. Then we have the Antidian. They are from Antide 3. Episode Manhunt. Stardate 42859.2. The species originated from planet Antide 3. The Antidians disliked space travel so much that they released themselves into a trance-like catatonic state for the duration of the voyage. Once they reached their destination, the Antidians gorged themselves on food to replenish their bodies. While aboard the USS Enterprise and en route to a peace conference on planet Pacifica, the Antidian ambassador was discovered to be an assassin sent to disrupt the conference. Then we had the Mentican, which were on Mentican 3, episode Who Watches the Watchers. Stardate 43173.5. Native to the planet Menica 3, Menticans resemble Bronze Age Proto-Vulcans in their appearance. While trying to preserve the Prime Directive, the Enterprise and her crew had to rescue a Federation science team studying the people of Menica 3 when their duck blind failed. Then we have Acramirian on Acramore 3. Named Yuda. She was in the Vengeance Vector. Stardate 43421.9. The Camarian culture was based upon the clan system. Membership in a clan carried with it great social and political importance. Feuds between clans could last for centuries, such as the feud between the Turalista and Lornock clans. Yuda appeared as a young woman, was the last of the Turalista clan. She had been genetically altered to slow her aging process. Her only function was to assimilate the remaining Lornock clan members. Assassinate, not assimilate. Assassinate. Go Mitru. It was located in the Beta Stormagen system. Episode The Tin Man. Stardate 43778.3. Gomutru was a living spaceship that was discovered in 2366. The exact origin of Gumtru was unknown. However, it was believed to be from the Beta Stromgen system. Gumtru's crew created a type of symbiotic relationship within the living spaceship. Oh. Kind of like Lex is a living spaceship, and Andromeda is a living spaceship. Right? I think so. From Farscape. The ship from Farscape. It's a living ship too, right? What's her name? Moria, not Andromeda. Andromeda is another TV show that Gene Roddenberry did. Now, where was it? The creature nicknamed Tin Man was being hunted by the Romulans so they could capture it. The crew of the USS Enterprise was dispatched with first contact specialist Tam Elburn to communicate with the life form. Gutrum was believed to be the last of his kind in the galaxy. Then we have Lore, which is Data's brother. Origin was also on Omicron, the colony, just like Data. He's also an android. Was in the episode Brothers. Stardate 4408.7. Lore is Data's older brother. Was a humanoid android created by Omicron Theta colony by the noted cyberneticist Dr. Noonan Song. It was believed that Lore was responsible for the destruction of the Omicron Theta colony as he made contact with the Crystalline entity prior to the event. During the attack, Lore was disassembled by Dr. Song before fleeing Omicron Theta. Data responded to a homing device planted within his matrix to Dr. Song's new location. However, Lore also responded to the same location. Dr. Song had prepared a motion chip for Data, not knowing that Lore was still alive. Lore impersonated Data and stole the motion chip meant for Data. The Traveler. Origin is Tau Alpha C. Unknown species. Episode Remember Me. Stardate 44161.2. The Traveler, as he was known, originated from the planet Tau Alpha C. The Traveler had the ability to manipulate time, space, and thought. Wesley Crusher enlisted the aid of the Traveler when his mother, Dr. Beverly Crusher, was accidentally trapped inside a static warp bubble that Wesley created. Then we have Ardra. Unknown species, unknown origin, Devil's Due. Stargate 44474.5. If they're going to make a show called Devil's Due, the star date should have been 666.666 or some play on that. Just saying. According to the mythology of the inhabitants of Ventrix 2, Andra was the being that granted the people of Ventrix 2 peace and prosperity for the millennium. This came at a price. However, she would return one day and enslave the entire population of the planet. Captain Jean-Luc Picard had to prove this being to be a fake, or the population would have to abide by the agreement made with Ardra. Tamarin. Origin is on Chantel 3. This one's name was Thanthian. It was on the episode Darmok. Stardate 45047.2. The transition of the name Tamarin meant Children of Tama. Federation contact with this species had been unsuccessful in the past due to a Language barrier. Captain Jean-Luc Picard had discovered that the Tamarian people spoke utilizing a series of metaphors from events in their mythology. An example of this would be Darmok and Jalad at Tangra, the translation which would be two separate people coming together for a single cause. The Crystalline entity. Origin is in the Argos system. Episode Silicon Avatar. Stardate 45122.3. The crystalline entity was believed to originate in the Argos system, an entity apparently fed by absorbing the biological life forms on planets it encountered, leaving behind only desolation. It was believed that the crystalline entity was with assistance from Lore was responsible for the annihilation of the colony of Omicron Death. Janal. The origin of them are in the Phalian system. Name Saurian, episode The Outcast, stardate 45614.6. The Janal race suppressed their sexual differences and evolved past the need for different genders. So they went beyond male and female and all the LGBTQ 23 gender spectrum BS. And just stopped having genders altogether. Yeah. There were some Janal that experienced feelings as either males or females. These Janal lived in hiding for fear that if they were ever discovered, they would have to undergo a psychiatric therapy procedure which would make them normal again. A young Janal scientist named Soren found that she had feelings for Commander Riker. When they were assigned to a rescue mission together, when she admitted these feelings, she too was subject to therapy. Then we have the humans. Humans are origin are from Earth. 19th century, mainly. This one is Mark Twain. It was in the episode Time's Arrow. Stardate was 459.1. The species originated from the planet Earth. Humans were ever-changing beings who were cautious about their origins, always seeking new life and new civilizations to better understand their own. During the late 19th century, a human writer named Mark Twain apparently met Lieutenant Commander Data while on an away team mission back in time. Data went back to unravel the mystery of why his severed head was found during an archaeological study in a cave on the planet Earth in the 24th century. Interesting. Kardashians. They come from Cardassia. This one was Gul Madrid in the episode Chain of Command. Stardate 46357.4. Kardashians inhabited the planet Cardassia Prime. These people were under the rule of a military government. Yeah, military government. Were under the rule of a military government. Kardashian laws were written that all defendants were found guilty prior to any trial, and during their trial, they had to testify against themselves. While on a covert mission, Jean-Luc Picard was captured by the Kardashians, detained and questioned for crimes against Kardassia. Picard was released only after lengthy negotiations between Federation and Kardashians. So, guilty until proven innocent, and everything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law, and you have to talk about it, and you have to defend. When on trial, you have to testify against yourself. So no pleading of the fifth in Cardassia. And no right to remain silent either. Then we have the Tarkaran. Unknown origin. This one's name was Joe Brill. Episode was Suspicious. Stardate was 46830.1. Little was known about the species other than the fact that Tarkans did not have internal organs in the usual sense. To injure or kill a Tarkan, you had to create damage at the cellular level. However, Tarkans could control their cellular physiology and can place themselves in a catatonic state closely resembling death. A Tarkan scientist named Jobril was aboard the Enterprise to study Darker Rigo's new metaphysics shield technology. Then we have the Borg. Their origin actually is not the Delta Quadrant. Their origin, I have a theory, which I'll tell you in a minute. Delta Quadrant, Episode Descent, Stardate 469821.1. The Borg originated in the Delta Quadrant, according to Star Trek lore. That's where they first met them. That doesn't mean that's where they originated from. The Borg assimilated various species into their collective as they traversed the universe. Each individual drone was connected to the collective so as to think and act as one unit. Federation considered the Borg to be one of the greatest threats, as they could quickly adapt their defense to any attack. Lore assisted the Borg in kidnapping Lieutenant Commander Data to engage in a battle with the Federation for control of the Alpha Quadrant. Then we have Q, which origin is the Q continuum. His name is Q. Episode is All Good Things. Stardate 47988.1. Interesting thing about Q in the continuum, they're kind of like gods. Q was an extremely powerful extra-dimensional being originating in the Q continuum. Q was not alone. There were others that lived within the Q continuum. Q had powers so great that they were near godlike. Q possessed a childlike curiosity and amused himself by tormenting humans to arouse different responses. Q put the human race on trial for being too barbaric, and Captain Jean-Luc Picard was the key to the fate of humanity. Now back to the Borg. I have a theory about the Borg. Well, it's a fan-made, combined Star Trek and Star Wars together theory about the Borg. Okay, my theory is that the Borg come from the Star Wars universe. What? How? You may say. Well, in the Star Wars universe, they won't stop warring. Wars. That's why it's called Star Wars. But they don't stop warring, and they keep adapting and using robotic technology. What could happen? Well, one, eventually robots could take over and control. And these robots could decide that it's actually easier to create one central program, for example, the Borg Queen, and to all adapt, and for the best saving of humanity and all the other various alien species in the Star Wars galaxy, it's best if they assimilate everybody and everything for both survival and self-defense combination between robotical tech and aliens and humans. That's just a theory. Now, somehow that wanting to assimilate new cultures got to be the only thing that the Borg were accustomed to, and they eventually learned to adapt, conquer, assimilate new, and continue until when Q had the Enterprise shipped far from the Alpha Quadrant to the Delta Quadrant, where they met the Borg and the Borg followed. And if the Enterprise hadn't have done Q hadn't have done what he did to the Enterprise, the Borg would have never even gotten to the Star Trek universe. He would have been stuck in whatever area, galaxy they were in. That's just a fan theory. Anyway, that's been, in my last video I did the manifest guide. First video I did the whole book with everything. And this has been the Alien Species Identification Guide for Monopoly Star Trek The Next Generation Collector's Edition. Remember, God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Keep on gaming. Jesus loves you. Jesus is God. Like, comment, and subscribe and share. Comment down below your favorite alien species in Star Trek, your favorite character in Star Trek, and hit the bell notification if you don't want to miss a single video. And later, guys and girls, and boldly go where no man or woman has gone before. By watching all my videos, liking all my videos, subscribing to my channel, and commenting on every single video I make. Because nobody has done that. No man, no woman has done it yet. Laters.